Hi everyone, and welcome to another Solidworks Essential Training class. Today we'll be having a look at the other circle functions as well as arcs. Let's go ahead and create a new file. Part environment. And today we'll be sketching on the right hand plane. Now that we are ready to sketch, we see that we've got in our circle function that we've discussed in a previous lesson, we've got one more option in the drop down, and that's a perimeter circle. The perimeter circle is drawn within 3 points. We will go ahead and select our first point, second point. Now we're able to select the third point. We can now go ahead and select the center of the circle and the 0 point and create them to be coincident. After doing this, we are able to give the circle a dimension and we've got a fully defined sketch. Let's go ahead and delete this. In the arc function, we see that we've got 3 options. We've got a center point arc, tangent arc, and a 3-point arc. Let's go ahead and select 3-point arc. We are now able to select the start point, the end point, and now the arc radius. Let's go ahead and fully define the sketch. Firstly, I will go and select the center of that arc, and I'll select the 0 point and create them to be coincident. After doing this, I'm able to change the size of the arc or create a full circle if I want. I am now able to dimension the first side, and let's go ahead and give that a size of 0. We note that a size of 0 is also the same as I'm selecting the point, selecting the other point, and creating them to be horizontal. This is the 2 ways of having the points horizontal with the 0 point. We can now go ahead and define the radius. Let's go ahead and give that a size of 50. After doing this, we see that our arc sketch is now fully defined. Let's go ahead and delete this. We now go and we see that the other option of arcs is the center point arc. This works by firstly selecting the center, selecting the start, and selecting the end of the arc. Let's go ahead and fully define this sketch. We will hit Smart Dimension, give the start point a size, let's give it a 15, and let's give the other point a 50, and an arc radius of 100. Our sketch is now fully defined. The other option that we've got is a tangent arc. Please note, if there's nothing on your sketch plane and you select tangent arc, that you are not able to start drawing an arc. The reason is that this sketch is dependent on a line to start creating an arc to be tangent with. So let's go ahead and draw a line first. We'll select line. We'll pull the first line and stop the continuous line. We're now able to select tangent arc and start the arc from that line. No matter in what direction we now draw our arc, the arc will always be tangent with the line. So this point here between the line and the circle will always be tangent. Let's go ahead and dimension this. We are now able to give it a height. Let's go 50. We're also able to give it a radius. Let's keep it at 50. And we are able to give this line a length of 100. And now we are able to give this a size of 100. We now see that our sketch is fully defined. Let's go ahead and delete this. Another circular type function that we've got is the ellipse. After selecting ellipse, we can now start drawing our ellipse. We will select once, draw a circle, and then draw our ellipse. Let's now create our ellipse to be horizontal. We will do this by selecting one of the endpoints, keeping control on our keyboard, selecting the center, and create it to be horizontal. We can now go ahead and do that with the other side as well. And now we are able to dimension this ellipse to be a length of 200. And let's give it a size of 100. We can now see that our sketch is fully defined. Let's go ahead and delete this. Solidworks is able to draw fillets and chamfers automatically. For this to be used, we need 2 lines to start with. So let's go ahead and draw 2 lines. Now that we've got our 2 lines, we are able to use the sketch fillet and sketch chamfer options. So let's go ahead and use the sketch fillet function. In entities to fillet, we are able to do this in 2 ways. You are either able to select the edge where the 2 lines meet, and you can now adjust the size to any size that would fit between the distances of the line. The other way of doing it is by selecting the 2 lines where you want the fillet to be sketched. Let's go ahead and select the first line and select the second line. You are now still able to adjust the size and accept. You can still go back and edit your fillet that you have created by double clicking on the dimensioning tab that you see. So we are still able to change this to a different size. Let's go ahead and delete this. Let's create the same 2 lines again. Now that we've got our 2 lines, let's go ahead and select the chamfering option. Once again, we are able to either select the edge of the 2 lines, or we are able to select the 2 lines where we want the chamfer created. You can now go ahead and change the size of the chamfer that you want to any size that you desire. Another way of doing chamfers is using a distance angle setting. If we select sketch chamfer and we activate the angle distance and not the distance function, we are able to create our size in a different degree. If we now select, you can see that it does change to an angle and a size. Thank you for watching.